مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم
Hello and welcome to a new edition of our program Women's World, and in this special edition of our program we will talk about Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, as Egypt and the Islamic world celebrate the day of Prophet Muhammad's birth. Dear viewers, a short break and we'll be back, so stay tuned. Welcome back, dear viewers, and on the occasion of the birth anniversary of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, President Fattah al-Sisi exchanged greeting cables with leaders of the Arab and Muslim nations, wishing them and their people's stability and prosperity. The head of state also sent similar cables to Egyptian expats. Meanwhile, President al-Sisi received greetings on the occasion from top state officials. In their cables, they expressed their wishes for the President, for Egypt and its people to enjoy peace, prosperity and welfare. And for her part, First Lady Mrs. Intisar al-Sisi also congratulated Egyptians and other Arab and Muslim nations on the occasion of the birth of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and on her social media account, Mrs. Intisar wished them peace, prosperity and welfare. And to shed more light on this special occasion, we are joined over the phone by Dr. Asmaa Zeiny. She's an academic researcher at Al-Azhar. Good afternoon, Dr. Asmaa.
Good afternoon.
So, Dr. Asmaa, as we are marking this special occasion, can you tell us what should we recall about that day?
The day of the birth of our Prophet Muhammad is one of the most important days in the whole Islamic history. It is a very good occasion for us as Muslims to remind each other of the great characteristics that our Prophet had, how he lived his life, how he dealt with his companions, with his friends, with his family, his wife, his daughters, and fellow Muslims. And we need to revive the good manners among the young generation, especially.
And Dr. Asmaa, what were the miracles that coincided with the birth of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him?
It is mentioned that the whole world was getting ready to receive a new messenger. And these some of the things that happened just before this day. First of all, the year on which our Prophet was born, it's called the year of the elephant, or Aam al-Fil. A miraculous thing happened that Abraha, one of the kings, the ancient kings, wanted to demolish the Kaaba because all people were worshipping Allah and making it as holy in their worship. And he already prepared a huge army prepared with elephants to demolish the whole building. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protected the building and it was never demolished. And this one of the miracles that has happened before. That's why the year is called the Aam al-Fil.
Yes.
Another important incident that happened, the light of the people worshipping fire, the Majus at that time. They used to it continued to be enlightened for years, and on that night it is mentioned that it went off for a while. This is another sign that an important incident was happening in the world.
Yes.
And also it mentioned that the Iwan of the part of the great king of the Roman at that time was shaken as a sign that this important incident was happening, taking place.
Yes, Dr. Asmaa, also, if we talk about Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, morals and his nobility and honesty, can you tell us more about his manners, which we need to revive in our society again?
There are many to mention, being known as Al-Sadiq al-Amin, the trustworthy and the honest. These are of the two most important characteristics of our Prophet Muhammad. His mercy towards the whole world, his mercy against towards Muslims and even non-Muslims, of those who lived with Muslims in the Medina. And this is something that in our world today we need to focus on it. That still, if we have different religions, we can still live together as humans in peace. We need to revive this value. Also the value of justice and mercy towards the whole humanity, towards animals and even other creatures like plants and all these manners, we can find our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, as a role model in these all characters.
Asmaa, also, what are the lessons that we should learn from Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, as he laid the basis of the Islamic society after Hijrah to Al-Madinah?
Actually, the Hijrah from Mecca to Medina was the moving of the changing of the Islamic from only da'wah to the stage of having a real state. A state which is built on the principle of being all nationals in the same city. One of the important things that our Prophet had was that the document that he signed with the Jews at that time when they were living together inside the Medina, or known as Wasiqat al-Medina, Medina document. And what is written in this document, it is the same articles and the principles of the modern nationality. When we have a nation, we are nationals in this city, whether Muslims or Jews at that time, they have rights and the duties towards the Medina. And we need to focus more and more on this concept, how that we still can live together, all as humans, regardless of our religion.
So, Asmaa, also, if we talk about Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and how he treated women and how he gave special attention to women at that time. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I have many examples of how respectfully and with love he treated, starting from his very first wife, Lady Khadija, and other wives and his daughters and other women. Let's just mention the example of the woman who came in the Quran when she came to our Prophet, complaining that she became old and her husband did what was known what is known as jihar. Before, it was considered as never to come to each other again, a kind of before never to come back to each other again. And she had children, and she was so sad. If she's going to take the children, she's not able to feed them. If her husband is going to take the children, he is not going to take good care of them. And she was complaining to Allah, and the Prophet said, I have nothing to use except you cannot never be considered his wife again. Allah's mercy came in the shape of ayat of the Quran, when a Quran was revealed, making this situation as a new rule in Islam, which is zihar. He would pay what it is, fasting like 2 months and becoming a wife and husband again. This is a sign of mercy that our Prophet had towards the whole world, especially respect and caring of women, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed, especially recited ayat for the sake of a very weak woman.
Yes, I'd like to thank you, Asmaa Zeiny, an academic researcher at Al-Azhar. Thank you for being with us. Dear viewers, a short break and we'll be back, so stay tuned.